you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Adrien and welcome to another edition of Boxtalk. It's time for This Week in Boxing, where we give you all the news, reviews, the facts from the past week. Guys, apologies for last week's edition. It was such a lovely day. We wanted to film outside and this wind, what we didn't hear, came out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, so for everyone, thanks for keep watching the show. We much appreciate it. But we're going to stay indoors for a bit now until we get those mics sorted out. Yes, agreed. Yeah? Yeah. Alright then, let's go with the fights from the weekend. Let's go first with Luke Blackledge versus Ismail Tete. Ismail Tete? Tete, yeah, Tete, something. Yeah. Good fight. And it was for what they were. Was it super midweight Commonwealth strap? Was it something? It was definitely a Commonwealth belt. So it wasn't a bum belt either. Yeah, it wasn't. Interesting fight. Entertaining, well matched. Both seem to be having their spots at times, trading a bit. And then the fifth round happened. An invisible blow gets a knockout. No headshot. There was a body shot just before. What happened?
I only just saw it, by the way. Ryan showed it to me again just now, and I had to look at it again because I thought, okay, did he get caught coming in? Like Ryan said, there was a body shot, maybe 7 seconds, I'd say, before about that. 7 to 10 seconds before that. But with any body shot, I've seen body shots where they do kind of take that long to kick in. Yeah. But then you still at least see some sort of grimace on the face. Like,
or some reaction to the body.
Yeah, this is. I didn't see that. He smiled, and was just like, okay, you got me there, well done. And then it seemed to be, okay, I don't know if he miscounted or what, but fight over.
Yeah, so I tell you, the British Border Control have actually withheld his pay pending the investigation, and I understand why. But at the same point, I'm kind of like, you're in a fight that you can be winning, or it was a close enough fight, you were trading, you were mixing it up, why quit?
It's strange how if this was to happen back in the day, then you blame the other promoter. That he's giving him money to stay. Alright, just call it a day. No, honestly, really, obviously, people assume that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know. Probably does, probably doesn't. But that's what I would say, because like you said, I mean, even the commentators were saying this is a tough fight. You know, and all of a sudden, like that's why I mentioned it early that this was for a real title. Commonwealth title takes you to places. Push you in rankings for governing bodies, big governing bodies. So strange how we were just kind of like decide enough's enough. I can see how the going gets tough around 9, 10, 11. It's like, whoa, can't do this, I'm way behind on points. But if you're supposedly close on points and it's only the fifth round, you're fit enough to keep going. What's going on?
I'm if you're a fighter and you want to quit the fight, that's in your right to quit the fight. And say, ref, I don't want to do it no more. I had enough. Don't drop down from a non-shot and just kind of sit there and laugh it off. It's confusing. I mean, I don't want to overplay it, but I'm genuinely confused. Like, why? What's the reason? How did it all tally up?
Did he give any interviews after post-fight?
Not that I saw.
Interesting. What he said, or his corner said, one of his representatives has said as to what happened. Because I've not heard anything.
That's I watched the fight. I didn't watch the interviews. I had too much to do. But yes, weird one. Very, very weird. All right, let's move forward with Jack Catterall versus Joe Hughes, which is the main event on the Box Nation card on Friday.
Jack is back.
Yeah, Jack Catterall won handedly. Thought it was a good fight. What's next?
Nothing really has to be. I mean, we do it a lot where we say what's next, and there's some fights where you've got like, okay, you have to fight that guy. Sometimes it's a case of just another opponent. Let's start just getting those, ticking those boxes, things to work on. You don't necessarily need to jump in there against a marquee elite fighter yet. Just tick a box and let's come again. And I feel like Box Nation have got so many shows. It would be nice to just squeeze him in on another show. That, again, doesn't have to be a killer. I don't want none of these matchroom 6-rounder craps. I'm just talking a real fight.
Quality fight.
12 rounds.
But it was not a bad card Friday night, No, good fights. Not a bad card at all on Friday night.
I always say that about Box Nation now.
It was not a bad card Friday night.
I find some of their cards a bit boring, but you seem to like them. You like them a lot more than I do. I'll tell you that now. I
like boxing.
Yeah.
Good win. just time to move forward, really. Yeah. Let's move on to Saturday night. We had Andrew Selby for
vacant British title.
Yeah, vacant British title. And who did he fight again?
Norman.
Yeah. Selby looked good. We were actually watching that here yesterday. Selby looked good. Looks more seasoned with than his 4 fights. But I'll still say he's got a lot to go through.
In what sense? What do you mean?
Some of the playing around, some of the juking, jiving, some of the movements. It's good, it's okay, but you're at a lower level right now.
Yeah.
You've got to take it a step further. 4 fights in is good, but let's see what happens when you hit 10 fights, 12 fights, 15, 20 fights. And I mean, I'm not gonna. It's good to get the title.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon as like, here's the future. You still got a lot more to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
5 fights. Well,
yeah, I know that.
But I don't mind the play acting and the diet. You're very traditionist.
Yeah.
You know, McGregor Hopkins. That's what you are. I'm Roy Jones. I don't mind your hands down, and because I think that's what it's entertainment. That's what boxing's about, exactly. And he can be very high guard and just jab and move, and so no one's watching it, no one's tuning in. It's boring. I mean, he does that. It's the Selbys. They are very flashy and very loose, and I think that's just a natural way they box. I don't think these guys are capable of boxing high guard jab. I don't think they're capable.
I like it. I think it's good. I like the style. I like a variety of styles. I think it matches well. I'm just saying that at this level right now, at 4 fights in, know what I mean? Yeah, I think there's much more that you can do.
Yeah, the thing with
you got my point?
Maybe, but the thing with flyweights is that you're getting world titles after 15 fights.
Yeah,
because there's not many people that weigh that amount. So he's got a very good amateur record. He was unbeaten in that mix of amateur pro. What's it called? World Series of Boxing type thing.
Yeah.
And he's even said, "Look, I want a world title. Win a world shot in 15 fights, 10 fights."
That's good for him. I think he's mad talented. I think he's got skills. But like I said, you can play around with guys that are not on your standard. But when these guys are your standard, is that playing around going to be there?
When the going gets tough, I think he'll know how to go back to the amateur background of just scoring points and moving. And I think that will help him. In the amateurs, he beat Kelly Yafai. Kelly Yafai is doing good things right now. So they might try and create a storyline with that. What I will say is it's good. I mean, they were fighting in the new arena yesterday, and obviously the crowd wasn't big at all, but they're trying. And I like the fact that they're trying. You've got Barry McGregor in there. One thing we said about Channel 5 boxing in the past is that the production looks awful. Yeah. It looks another level. It looks a bit better. And I don't know, that's Cyclone Promotions getting involved and saying, okay, this is what we need to do. Yeah. Because sometimes the Hennessy Promotions and 5 have been awful.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, Cyclone Promotions was definitely pushing, especially Barry McGregor, was definitely pushing the Channel 5 element that they're back in big time boxing. And this is what we're going to have on Channel 5 and blah, blah. So they are looking to invest.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Alright then, let's go quickly to Craig Kennedy versus Joel Jacko.
Big Joe,
yeah.
Cruiserweight ever since.
Yeah, for a cruiserweight. 6'6", 14'1" he weighed. Is that a joke?
No, that's because his upper body weighed 13.7. And his legs weighed 0.4 pounds.
0.4 pounds.
The smallest legs I've ever seen on a man.
That is ridiculous.
No, he was big though. That's a big guy.
Like, he's a big guy, especially his upper body, like you said. But I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
6'6", cruiserweight, with that upper body with those legs.
And he put it well. He put it together very well. His boxing performance, like so I must have literally come around and said, "Oh, we got to watch that fight again." Yeah. A couple of people on my Facebook said, "Well, Craig Kennedy lost that fight," and these are not even boxing fans. These are people just thought some Channel 5 just watch a bit of boxing, and that's what it does when it's casual fans come into the sport. That's what it does. It opens it up like, wait a minute, you lost, and I like that.
Very subjective scoring. You got a 10-rounder. You get dropped twice. You're losing rounds early.
Yes.
Up until about round 7, round 8, even the commentators are saying, "Boy, can you turn it around because this is looking a little bit. It's not going to happen." Yes, Jacko got a little bit tired.
Yes.
A little bit, not as much as making out.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Craig Kennedy scores a couple of shots in the last 15 seconds, and all of a sudden that could be Craig Kennedy's round.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then you get a scorecard which has it not particularly close. What was the scorecard? 97, 93, something like that?
93, 95, 98 or something.
95, 98, something like that. A scorecard that doesn't.
A scorecard that really should be Joe Gomez's.
Yeah.
They read it out the wrong way.
Yeah.
Should be Gomez's scorecard.
Yeah.
So Jacko's
score, yeah. It's one of those fights there where Craig Kennedy had his spots, yeah, and at times put together good shots. But Jacko seemed to be landing the bigger, harder, cleaner shots consistently, knocking Kennedy's head back. And each time Jacko landed, it seemed to have some sort of effect. And when I say effect, I don't mean Kennedy was hurt, but you saw the impact of the shot.
Yeah.
You didn't see that much on the other side of the coin. And there's knockdown in the 7th. You could say it wasn't really a knockdown. Was it 6?
Yeah.
It was kind of like a clubbing forearm shot. If the referee calls it a knockdown, you score it as a knockdown. So I'm confused with the whole scorecard situation there. I definitely had the fight close, but I definitely thought Jacko won.
Yeah, I thought Jacko won as well. They're talking about a possible rematch. It's like, why? It should be overturned. Sometimes you get these rematches, it should be overturned. It shouldn't be a rematch. But look, well done for Craig Kennedy for even getting up off the second knock.
The first knockdown was the second round.
He had 2 minutes to survive as well, so he's done well. But nah, let's be honest, guys. Jacko won that fight.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go to the main event, which was Lee Haskins versus Ivan Morales, Eric Morales' brother. Which was 2.
Why did people keep saying that?
Everybody kept saying that.
That is the claim to fame.
Yeah, that's stuck in my head.
All the commentators kept saying that.
Yeah, it's stuck in my head now. This fight was really for Lee Haskins to legitimize himself as a world titleist because he had the weighing controversy in his last fight, got the title in the scales, so he had never actually kind of won it in terms of earning it. He earned it, but you get my point.
Yeah.
He wanted to legitimize the point of winning his world title, and he put on a solid performance. Moved well, nice movement, darting in and out, good jabs, worked to the body as well, looked comfortable, looked happy. I tell you what I liked about the performance, he looked relaxed. Stamina was there, and he fought at a decent pace for 12 rounds. Solid performance, happy to move forward, and now he's saying that there's a little beef obviously with him and Stuart Hall. Looks like we're going to get that match up next, which I think is a bad fight for Stuart Hall, but well done, Lee Haskins. I mean, you get a world title, you want to prove it, you defend it on home soil against a, let's call it a name, maybe not Eric Morales, but it's a name. What more can you ask for, really?
It's very off-putting this because Ryan's got Amir Khan versus Canelo in the background, so as Ryan's talking, I'm trying to watch this Amir Khan fight again, and you don't even know what's coming, so you're trying to prepare yourself for it.
It's not coming yet, next round.
Oh, it's the next round? Oh, okay. This is where I can see he's getting too close. Yeah. This is where you can clearly see he's getting, I'm getting a bit confident, or I'm just getting tired.
That's what I said last week.
I think he might be getting tired. I think about 155-pound weight on his body.
That's a matter of inches. It's just a fraction closer he got, and it spoiled the fight for him from this round onwards.
Did it say what he weighed in at?
No.
Out of interest. They didn't do the what fights?
I didn't check it.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, back to Lee Haskins. Good performance, as you say.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean about legitimising the belt. You want a belt on the scales, even though you've done well, you want a belt on the scales, and you want to, this is what you call a homecoming fight. Yeah. We'll talk about that later in the video, but this is a homecoming fight, you know what I mean? Yeah. And well done to him to beat Eric Morales' brother. Yeah. That's what it means. That's what it is.
It sounds bad, but no, well done to him, seriously. Okay, let's put it in perspective for him. He's a good fighter. Yeah. Never really seemed to get the credit he deserved. Yeah. Travelled abroad, got a world title. That's a successful career. Yeah. That's a step forward. Now he needs to actually get the bandwagon pushing out for there, get them press releases out, get that TV coverage what he got last night and say, look, I'm a world champion. Yeah. Yeah. So as much as everyone talks about the Kell Brooks and
all the other champions.
All the other champions. So many of them. Yeah, all that what happened championship, the James 11, 12 now, 11, 12. No, if you were to get a boxing fan right now and say give us the world champions in the UK, you would get Lee Haskins towards the bottom of the list.
Yeah, you would forget Lee Haskins.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So we need to get him back out there. Quick turnaround, know what I'm trying to say? And get him back there and build this profile.
That's what I think the idea of what Cycling Promotion is trying to do with Channel 5 and Welsh Boxing. There's no way to get a bigger profile than to get it in your hometown. Yeah. And I think the aim or the hope would be, I don't know what's going on with Lee Selby in the contract with Matchroom, but if you can get Lee Selby back down to fight on that big arena they've got there now, and some of the other Welsh boxers, I don't know what Nathan Cleverley's doing, you know, obviously rumours about Andre Ward. Yeah. But basically, have a big Welsh kind of opening, a big showdown, hit Joe Calzaghe ringside, just do something big over there, you never know what can happen.
Cleverley's coming back in the next week or in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, he's on the betting card, isn't he?
I think he's like, gonna have one of those you know, those
6 rounders.
1 rounder it'll be.
Okay, 1 round.
You know exactly what it'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know why. What's the point of that? But I get your point. Of I think cycling promotion Channel 5 thing and the way they're planning it, it's interesting.
I like that.
Definitely.
Alright, a quick rundown of some of the other boxing matches.
There was Marisvat, he fought Nascimento. Yeah, everyone knows Nascimento. Didn't look good apparently. Watch was a decent fighter.
No.
3-4 years ago. Obviously went onto the sparring circuit. Sparring circuit is not easy at all. Know what I mean? And he's definitely lost something. I think the beating he took from Povetkin might have been the end of his top flight career.
See, look at that. Imagine that beating he took from Povetkin.
We're touching that in a minute.
Yeah. Well, touching that, but guys, we'll notice soon anyway.
But so didn't look good. So I think that's him over now, really.
Probably. Yep.
Moving forward, we had prospect Andy Ruiz. I don't know how much he weighed this time, but I saw the weighing picture. He looked terrible. He fought Ray Austin, who hasn't been serviceable for God knows how long.
Didn't Ray Austin have an MMA match?
He might have actually. I remember seeing something like that. Or we talked about it.
Someone like MMA match. Yeah.
The last time I saw Ray Austin in a decent fight, Vladimir put him out. And that was a 2-rounder.
Oh, okay.
No, really hosted Ray Austin. But anyway, the point I'm making is Ray Austin didn't come out for round 5.
Yeah, Ray Austin hasn't been Ray Austin for years.
Years. And they're still pushing this Andy Ruiz as the emerging heavyweight in this whole heavyweight mix. Andy Ruiz could stay home as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Alright guys, this segment is actually being filmed on Saturday evening.
Yep.
Hence, the brandy.
So we're not drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're not alcoholics.
Let me tell you something. It's been a very busy week, a hectic week. This is well needed and well deserved. And with the news this week in boxing, unbelievable. Now, please don't pick on me because I do the list every week and say, Ryan, you missed this story. There's about 5 stories here that's going to take a lot of time to discuss. And we need to break down Ade to actually get into a decent time slot. So if I miss something, I apologize. Alright then, let's start with... Okay, I won't say the big news of the week because it's all big news. Povetkin Wilder. I'm not taking any credit for predicting this fight might not happen. I don't want Ade to take any credit for predicting about the PED issue. And here's the reason why I'm saying that. It is never good in boxing when a fight like this gets potentially cancelled. As it stands right now, it's not cancelled. But a fighter gets caught with a stimulant in their system, because it shouldn't have, and it puts shade on boxing, it hurts our sport, it robs our fans, and it also questions the legitimacy of a fighter. So, on the flip side, I want to clarify some issues around this whole scenario. I've got texts, emails, tweets, everything saying steroid cheat. He's a steroid cheat. He's taking steroids. Let's calm down for 1 second. He took a stimulant, which was a legal stimulant, up until January of this year. So that means you were allowed to take it, and to the World Anti-Doping Agency said something's wrong with this, and we can't let you take it no more. As it stands right now at, let's call it 8 o'clock Saturday evening, the B sample hasn't been released. So I don't want to go out full force and say something's dodgy. But the story I'm hearing right now is that it possibly could be residual use. Because Povetkin admittedly said he takes a stimulant up until November, December last year. It was banned in January, and I'm thinking, my common sense is residual use 5 months after is a lot. But I would say it's not unusual. Ade, I've talked a lot. Please add something.
I'll add this and say, like Ryan kind of started off with and saying that we both kind of predicted the fight wouldn't happen for various reasons. And I did say I'm a bit fishy with Povetkin. And I don't like to be right, because look, he's one of the top boxers in the world, and just put shade on our sport, and it is our sport, we all love the sport. But the fact that, yes, it wasn't a banned substance up until January, throws no water over the fire for me. We all know about Maria Sharapova, the tennis player.
She got been at that
something again similar to that. That wasn't a banned substance up until January. But believe you me, you've got doctors and you've got a team behind you saying, look, this isn't banned, but it will give you the right effects it will give you. But it's not a banned substance. So they've taken advantage of the fact they know there's a substance out there they can use that's a performance enhancer that has aided Povetkin. And Povetkin's rise, or Povetkin's performances since the Vladimir fight have been just, wow. Phenomenal. Let's be honest, they've been everything. Speed, punch power, everything. And you kind of, I question that. And I always just use my eyes. Yes, you might pass tests, and yes, nothing's saying you are shady, but sometimes you've got to use what God gives you, and God gives us good eyes, and I've been watching boxing a long time to think when someone's doing something they shouldn't.
Let me take off my box talk head and, you know, trying to be fair and impartial and honest, because that's what we try to do in the show. We try to be fair, we try to be impartial, we try to be, you know, consistent with our facts.
Yeah.
I disagree with any sort of drug, teas and stimulants. It's unfair to anyone. Yeah? Let me clarify what Povetkin was taking. He was taking a stimulant that opens your veins and your blood cells to increase your blood flow.
Oh, wow.
If you know anything, okay, I'm not, like I keep saying, I'm not a scientist, so don't quote me and tell me you don't know shit about whatever. But for what I know, which I've read a lot, and which I studied a lot, and which I have an understanding of, anything that increases your blood flow is ridiculous. Anything that widens your veins and makes your blood flow to your heart, your chest, that increases your recovery, your stamina, your endurance. It could even be as a masking agent in terms of you could increase your blood flow so your blood flow moves differently in your system that could cover other things. This stimulant has only been banned recently because they only know the effects of it recently. This is just like any other steroid when it was first banned. No one knew how good it was until it was banned for a reason. So in 10 years' time, this stimulant could be a major stimulant.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that just because you've been banned for 5 months doesn't mean...
Don't take that away from anything.
Don't take it away from anything. Yeah. I'm just saying that you have to be consistent with the rules for boxing, which we follow, is that you have 2 samples, an A and a B. And that's why the fight hasn't been cancelled as of now. Because if he was on a real steroid, the fight would have been over. Full stop.
Yeah.
No one's released nothing as of yet, because right now there's still question marks over it.
I'll say this, and I said this on a tweet, and I know Ryan doesn't really follow Twitter during boxing nights, but I said this on a tweet about 2 hours ago, and I kind of put this stupid thing with Morpheus.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, red boot, blue boot. And there was something on that made me feel like the boxing insiders know what really is going on regarding PEDs. And what I mean by insiders, I could even go as far as Wilder's team.
Yeah.
So as much as we were saying that Wilder's avoiding, I think even they think, oh,
yeah,
I don't want to put our guy in against that guy because I'm not too sure about that guy.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you risk your health? This isn't about pound checks, any guys. This isn't about having 10 million, 5 million, 20. This is sometimes about your health. And you look at what someone's done and you think, people are stressing me to go up against that guy. But deep down, I train, I box. I know what this guy's doing. It's a risk. And as much as we've been on about Wilder, what we have been, I can see why he might have avoided this Povetkin fight if that's what they think and assume Povetkin's been doing for the last 18 months.
Wilder said previously that he was concerned about the steroids in Russia.
He did. Look what's happened since.
Yeah, it has. I'm going to say something which is okay. I'm going to show you the 2 sides of the coin. On one side, Wilder can say, guess what? This thing's only been banned recently. He was taking it before. If I fought him last year, he would have been taking this.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I could have beat him with it or without it, because if I fought him last year, it was legal.
Yeah.
So it's no problem him taking it.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yeah, he would have done a drug test and passed.
It's a 5 million payday. Let me go and just fight him and prove my point, stamp my claim. And if I win, I can say I beat a cheat. That shows how good I am, and I got paid 5 million for it. On the business side of it, though, I would never take the fight. If that was me, Ryan, saying, guess what? I've got to fight this guy, and I know he's failed a stimulant test. Why fight him? Yeah, because now I get points, and I'm not trying to. This is not being crafty. Why fight a guy that's a cheat?
Yeah, why?
I get credit for putting out the fight and making a moral stand ground, saying this guy's a cheat. Yeah. I'm better than that. You could get just pushed to the side and I'll move on with my career.
Agreed.
That's what I would do.
No,
I'm not a Wilder fan, so I'm defending him.
Yeah, as just a boxing person, like you said, I'm never happy to see one a boxer, especially someone like Wilder, Povetkin, who's recognised as a top 5 heavyweight, gets popped. And regardless of B sample and whatever the B sample would come back at, this guy was taking something that he knew was wrong. And what Ryan said there, let's open up your veins and increasing your red blood cells. Guys, you don't have to be a genius and know what that does to you. That's big. That's huge. And I feel like, I'm so happy when Ryan said initially when we done the Povetkin versus Wilder, Ryan said, Wilder are doing the test, and I was like, cool. Because Wilder will find something that they've not seen before, and lo and behold, bang.
If you're a real boxer and you study boxing, we know Wilder's the best in the world. Yeah, we know they don't cut corners. Yeah, we know boxing is a shady business, and if every time I'm not gonna blame Floyd, but even Floyd's been caught in shady IV business because he didn't have Wilder, and that just shows that Floyd was the guy that really opened up the door for this PhD conversation in boxing. The point I'm making is, I'm not saying he was cheating. I'm just saying that there's always an element where you don't really know. When Wilder's involved, you really get the facts.
You know.
And that's what I like.
Yeah.
Ade, does this fight go off next week? Yes or no?
No. No way.
And what's the ultimate reason? Is it because of the waiting for the B sample, not worth the risk, or remember Wilder's due for a huge payday, and I said the fight would have happened with the stimulant, or if it happened last year. Why is the reason it doesn't happen?
America versus Russia. This is America's chance. No, this been a lot of build-up has been about all this rugby, but this is America's chance to say, I don't want to say, but F you to Russia. They're not trying to put their #1 heavyweight champion in against a known cheat. America's always kind of had this thing that we're clean and we're beautiful and we're everything, and Russia's dirty. This is their chance to say, no chance.
Sticking with the steroid scandal, this is the flip side of the coin. Lucas Browne has now been stripped of his WBA title. His B sample came back positive. I think it was a bit of a dodgy dealings, but regardless, steroids again in boxing. Lucas Browne said that he's going to leave it with his legal team to sort it out. I would tell Lucas Browne, as a guy that's supporting him, don't even bother wasting money on it. At the end of the day, it was in your system. Regardless if you were spiked or not, you need to look up ways to avoid this happening again in the future. They've only banned him for 6 months as well, so he hasn't got a full-term ban, which means in terms of when the fight was happened, his ban should be retrospective, which means he could fight in most of 3 months.
Yeah. I want to say well done for him, but I know you're sticking up for him. I'm not.
I'm not really sticking up for him. I just think it's
you believe him, and I don't.
So tell you what is, like I said, I don't see the benefit of taking what he took the week of the fight when he cleared the drug test on the Friday. There's no benefit in taking the diuretic. It made no sense. So it's taking something that has no value to you. That's why I'm querying it.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with the Haymaker promotion show next week, Heyday 2.
Yeah.
Alexander Demchenko says that he has not received a contract on Shannon Briggs, and my legal team say this fight is not on. We received no contact, no contract, no DOs. Lies from Haymaker. Shannon Briggs has no opponent for next Saturday.
I said this to you. I think maybe off camera then. I said that I went on his Twitter page.
Yeah.
I think I said and I said that he said that he hasn't received anything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what's going on. I mean, I think, and this is basically, remember the first Hay fight?
Yeah.
Sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
Remember that thing? It was selling out. It was easy. Everyone was like excited. This one, I'm still getting sort of people saying there's loads of tickets.
Lukewarm.
Yeah. I think the thought that let's get Shannon Briggs on there because we are kind of struggling with ticket sales. Yeah. Boost the tickets a bit.
Put him in a good fight.
And there's something a bit crafty about all this.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, for Demchenko to say he's not had any contact a week out.
Yeah.
Says that Briggs isn't fighting Demchenko. He's going to fight a last minute replacement.
Yeah.
As expected. Yeah. It's just a load of rubbish, to be honest.
Yeah.
We always thought from the beginning that Demchenko was too high.
Yeah.
Too big a name for Briggs. And again, we rang true on it. It was too high, too big a name. And I think it was just
big risk.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden he'll get what I thought he was going to get, which is the guy flirting around the 55-60 mark.
Yeah, and he could blow it in 1 round. You know, the thing about what upsets me about this as well, and again, it's just me being a hardcore boxing fan. You're cheating your fans.
Yeah.
You're cheating your buy in public.
Yes.
Yeah? When people get injured, you have to accept it. When people don't get a contract and have not been contacted and not been negotiated, you've been hustled.
Yeah.
You've been lied to.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time with David Hammond. Let's be honest, guys. Don't forget that he said potentially I could be fighting Lucas Browne. Lucas Browne said,
"What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We've not spoken, never heard." So this is now starting to become that, and this is the thing I was talking about for David Haye and his comeback, and I was excited by it. But this is what we're gonna get, and then we start getting the fake calling outs of the Anthony Joshuas and the Tyson Furies, and when yet you're fighting these guys that no one's heard of, and then you put Briggs on the undercard and say you can fight Dimitrenko. Again, give it a bit more spice. And then that's not true.
This is why David Hayes is in the basement. It's lies. It's just consistent lies. I'm coming back. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's like, it's not believable. And like, I hate to sound negative sometimes, yeah, because like I love boxing so much. But when you love something so much and it hurts you, you have to vent.
Yeah.
David Hayes is a hindrance.
A hindrance?
Yeah, because he's not providing nothing to the sport. He's given us a dodgy first fight against a bodybuilder. I can live with that. Give us a dodgy second fight with big hands, big head. Gets a dodgy undercard, and that undercard don't even real.
Yeah.
So that's a hindrance to boxing. You want to fight Anthony Joshua, you want to fight Tyson Fury, you're saying you can fight Deontay Wilder, you want to fight all these guys, but everything you've done since you come back has not shown any potential, any growth to doing that. All you've shown is that I can make an easy payday.
Yeah, and I think that the British public, will kind of, they're not stupid. They're not stupid. Yeah, for the first one they kind of got behind David Haye because not everyone did. The second one, as you can see, the ticket sales aren't flying out the roof like the first one did. The third one, we're going to have a problem here.
No, see, what you have here, you have the casual fans that see David Haye and name it's a night out, it's an event, they will go. But the real boxing fans, I mean, we're going to start questioning. I mean, okay, let's be honest. Bruce gets a blowout opponent and David Haye gets a blowout opponent as well. Are you really going to wait to watch it live, or would you say, guess what, I'll watch it in the morning, or I'll watch it later after I finish what I'm doing? Before, I couldn't wait to watch that live. Now I'm kind of like, well, boy, I'm going out that night anyway, so I'll watch it in the morning, or I'll watch it later.
Let's also be honest, let's be very, very honest. Both Wade and Briggs ain't fighting Haye in the summer. It's not going to happen. Briggs ain't going to fight Haye, is he really? Let's be honest.
I think Briggs will fight Haye.
No, Briggs will fight Haye, but they're not going to fight. Briggs will definitely step up to fight Haye, but I don't expect them to fight. I'm not saying Haye's scared, because I think Haye does take an opponent. Haye likes that. We're kind of similar with the Chisora thing. But they're just not going to fight.
Disappointed. Alright then, let me find something this is to actually make me smile.
What has Shane Mosley done?
Oh! I'm going to start calling you Mystic Meg for real. Shane Mosley,
I kid you not, that was I just said that out of the blue, because Shane Mosley makes us smile. Come on.
Let me say that quickly. Guys who don't watch this show, never watched us before, me and Ade never plan our shows. We never rehearse or look at facts. We just kind of go through it individual. So yeah, Shane Mosley announced on his Twitter account this week that GGG Canelo is done for September. he leaked it.
If anyone's got inside news, it's Shane Mosley.
And both camps, GGG and K2 and Golden Boy, have said we both think we're going to get it done. They both sounded very optimistic. Previous weeks they were saying, not too sure, not too sure. This week they're all like, yes. Then Shane leaks it. I think we got a super fight on.
I'm telling you now, as I've always said in anything, money talks. As much as these fights don't want to happen, sometimes you just have to put that check on the table and say, look, Canelo, this is what you made for Khan. Boom. Nice, 6-7 million, whatever. This is what potentially you can make for GGG.
On paper.
Do you want this fight or not?
Okay. Let me tell you something right now. God. If this fight happens in September, I will go on a night of not drinking, to watch. I'll watch the whole build up in one night. Watch it, know that the whole card from like 12 o'clock, the build up, the 24/7, the preview show, whoever's doing the commentary, watch everything. I'll be on Twitter, I'll be on Instagram, I'll do everything to watch this fight. I want to see the lineal middleweight champion versus the best middleweight in the world go toe to toe with only one winner.
Only one winner in that fight.
Only one winner in that fight.
Only one winner in that fight.
I like Canelo. I think it's good.
One thing about Canelo is, I think someone said it, he's never been down.
No, Canelo will fight.
I didn't do much amateur fights, but pro has never been down.
I think Canelo could go for 12 rounds.
With who?
With GGG. I think he could go 12 rounds.
GGG, let me say this. Let me break this down for you. GGG plays with people. Canelo's upset him. Yeah. he'll do a number like what he did with Lemieux, where he was a bit fearful, I think he was fearful of Lemieux's power a bit, like, whoa, I have to be a bit wary. Yeah. He'll be a bit fearful of Canelo's power, and then you know what he'll do on him? He'll turn amateur on him. Like he did with Lemieux, where he just completely jabbed his head off. He'll turn amateur and just break him down slowly, then bang.
I'm not talking about physical toughness or mental toughness, but Canelo is more talented than the likes of Lemieux and Martin Murray. Martin Murray went 10 or 11. Yeah. Lemieux went 8. Yeah. Curtis Stevens went 8. Yeah. So Canelo, who's more
sorry for them.
Yeah, I felt sorry for them.
No, he felt sorry for Murray.
Yeah, no, I know he did. But the point I'm making is though, Canelo's technically more suave and has more boxing ability. So I could see if those guys could push GGG past the halfway mark, if Martin Murray could push him up to the 10-11 mark, Canelo could survive.
You know, I'm not going to say
think he's going to win.
I don't think that GGG has the boxing skills in a weird kind of way of Mayweather and Lara.
No, it's different.
You know what I mean? But no, exactly. I didn't even finish. Yeah. He has complete and pure, utter boxing ability. Yeah. If they can do what they done to Canelo without punch power, can you imagine that plus punch power on Canelo? It's very, very annoying. One thing though, very quickly, Broner done an interview after the American Canelo fight. You seen it? And they asked Broner, I know you don't really like AB, but they asked Broner, what do you think about GG Canelo? And he said, no way. Yeah. He said city fight. Like he said Canelo's too small. He said Canelo's like 5'7". Yeah. He's like my height. He said GG's a man. Yeah. He actually comes and said that. Canelo's a small. Yeah. Small. It's not.
Yeah. It's different. Man strength and boy strength. It's different. I'll tell you something about Canelo. About GGG. What people don't understand about GGG. Yeah. And boxing is not about flashiness. It's about technical ability. Yes, GGG is not as fast as Mayweather or Lara or as slick, but I'm talking about technical ability, foot placement, twisting your hips, balancing your shots, and actually placing shots at the right time, not wasting them. GGG is not an athlete in terms of fast and athletic and all these other attributes based on speed and balance. His ability is based on precision and timing and that steady focus.
Strong technique.
Yeah. No,
the Audi BMW.
I think it's BMW. I'm not saying GG is like Carlos Monzon, but it's one of the guys where it's a solid technique. Yeah. And I'm trying to say, yes, he can be tagged, yes, he can be hit. He's not the fastest, but it's solid technique. And I'm trying to say,
technique.
Yeah, solid technique. I'm not going to criticize him. Good fighter.
To everything right now going from that's a bad.
Except age.
That's why I say it's everything because if that fight happens in September. Age is an impact for September. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And I think it would be good for boxing to actually have a middleweight champion that will fight other middleweights. Yeah. For this. We talked a few weeks ago about the sanctioning bodies, and it's all about money, and we should forget mandatories and forget this and forget that. And you know, people had a little go at us or whatever. But I always said that ultimately, all the sanctioning bodies care about is money. Yeah. They get their fees, they're 3%. Yeah, and if you want their diamond belt, you get 5% or whatever they're going to charge you. They've got all these rules and regulations to get more money from fighters. And I've got an example of that. So let's go back to mid last year. Rigo got stripped of his WBA title, super champion, because he weren't fighting. Yeah? So the WBA gave their belt or upgraded Scott Quigg to their champion. Nice thing, isn't it? Yep. Strip a pound for pound of his title, he ain't fighting. He had promotional issues, had all sorts of backs and forth, whatever. So we're good. So Frampton beat Quigg. Frampton gets elevated. Has to be mandated to fight Rigo. Frampton says, "No, I'm gonna fight Santa Cruz." So what did WBA do? Reinstate Rigo as their super champion. Reinstate Rigo. Now I'm happy for Rigo. He deserves it. But that is not common sense. That is backwards. Guess who they said Rigo could fight?
Quigg.
Dickens. Jazza.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, Jazz Dickens,
Yeah. So no, this ain't for fighting now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the fight that didn't work out and the fight that weren't really in their best favour is now saying, oh, you can fight it now if you really want.
Because they want their 3%.
Because they want their 3%. Yeah? There was no benefit in the WBA having their belt vacant, so they gave it back to Rigo after they stripped him.
That's just dodgy, innit?
Dodgy!
It's just dodgy. But that's what we've been going on about. And I mean, I can't remember what fight it was that we got a bit stick from. What was it? When I said Golovkin should just...
we got stick from everyone. We got stick about the anti-Joshua video. Yeah. We got stick about the GGG versus Wade.
That's the one. Yeah. That is the one. GGG versus Wade. Because we said that, you step aside money, money under the table, whatever, to avoid Wade.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, well, no, this is mandatory, and I said, I don't care.
We talked about Kelvin as well, we said.
Yeah, don't care about the mandatory. There's ways to get around it, and this is boxing. And I'm surprised that people think that boxing's this.
Holy than thou.
Yeah, holier than thou. What do you think boxing is? Bowls, indoor bowls or something?
Yeah.
You know, it is the most. Corrupt. As much as I love it, it's the most corrupt sport there could be. You know, it was founded by gangsters, so don't expect it to be wonderful and beautiful.
Rigo should never be stripped in the first place. Yes, he was inactive. Yes, he was not fighting, but there was outside entities that involved that. I do believe Bob Cameron had a huge impact on that. You can't promote a fight on the main event and set the press conference. HBO don't want you. No one wants you. You can't fight. You are killing your product. You're killing your brand. So that helps you getting on TV and getting fights. The thing about it is that you strip someone, stick to your word. Me and Adi bet on Boxtalk, and we bet expensive bottle of alcohol. Win, lose or draw, if it's a dodgy decision or not, you pay up.
Someone's got to pay up.
Yeah?
No matter what, if we think the fight was if they say it's a scorecard, I want my bottle.
Exactly, or I want my bottle. Yeah?
More my bottles, recently.
No, but the point I'm making is, though, you don't strip someone, they then reinstate them to the regular, back to the super. So there's still a vacant regular that they could give someone else to and get 2 sanctioning fees.
Right.
It's all a rip-off.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well. I'm sorry you just mentioned that, by the way. A lot of people have been talking about these regular belts and these international belts, and everyone loves them when they come in the ring of them, and we're so happy. Guys, they're just getting money for them. These belts are created just to get another 3%. That's all they're at. Get another 3%, 4%, 5%. That's all they've been created for. The regular champion, the international silver champion, and just to get another. It's just get more sanction fees. Yeah. Those belts didn't exist 15 years ago. Can you imagine how much extra 3% they've got because of all these belts that are floating around right now? It's unbelievable.
Guys, please do me one big favour. When you buy your boxing magazines, go onto websites, whatever I'm trying to say, forget rankings. The only rankings that are really class or count as good rankings, and they're all tainted, so I'm not saying anyone's really good, but they're all tainted, is the Transitional, Ring Magazine, and the UK Boxing Monthly. Yeah? Now, I'm not saying they're all perfect, but they rank fighters of all divisions, i.e. WBA, IBF, WBO, WBC, all together, so you get a fair rankings of the top 10 in the world.
Yes.
The individual rankings by sanctioning bodies and people's personal rankings, like our personal rankings, are just silly opinions. Yeah, those rankings that I've just mentioned, not saying they're the best, but they have at least some sort of formal structure and rules as to how people get there.
Yes.
And I respect that. Me and Adi's rankings, I think, are the best in the world, but they're just me and Adi sitting down saying, let's agree, because me and Adi disagree and we compromise on our decision, which means makes our ratings flawed. Let's go to Mayweather versus McGregor.
Yes.
I'm going to apologise in the first part of the video, we'll be from tomorrow, but last week we done a big Mayweather McGregor section, and due to the wind, it got cut out.
Yes. So
let's rehash quickly. We said the fight's not going to happen. The fight is worthless because Mayweather don't know MMA, can't know boxing, and even would lose in any of the others even sport. This week Mayweather's come out a lot with talk. Spoke to Steve Farhood, said he's going to do lots of this and do lots of that, and we're talking about it and we're looking at it. Dana White's come out and said, not going to happen, he's under contract to us, we ain't been contacted, we're not doing it. But, as we always say, money talks. As much as I don't know if this fight's going to happen, what do you really think right now? Just considering it's 2 weeks in now, that some sort of discussion, be it personal between Floyd and Conor, or something behind closed doors or Uncle Al, what do you really think now?
On the scale of 1 to 10 last week, I would have said the fight's about 1 in terms of 0 being can it happen, and 0 being it can't happen, and 10 being it can happen. I said last week a 1. Today I'm more like a 5. I saw an interview with Mayweather. I think this was after a fight last week that was in Washington. I can't remember, one of his lower Mayweather kind of TMT crew, whatever. And he said that the fight potentially could happen. They said, where would it be? In the octagon or in the ring? And he said, look, we're the A side. It will definitely be in the ring. He said, if you watch a lot of Conor's fights in the UFC, he's a stand-up dude. He doesn't take fights to the ground, so if he thinks he can go. And numbers have been branded out there. A lot of the so-called top people. Kevin Iolu, who writes for ESPN and covers MMA, very good writer. He mentioned this fight could do in the region of 500 million. Look, what we've got to understand is that there are MMA fans and there are boxing fans. Yes, on the odd occasion you get both. Me and Ryan watch both of them. We stay up all night sometimes for UFC, and we'll then watch the boxing as well. But a lot of guys that, because of almost like the mishmash of the sports, no, I like boxing, no, I like MMA. You're going to get both of those.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. You're also going to get the crossover appeal and the casual fans. No one, and I mean no one, has more social media followers combined than Conor and Floyd.
Yeah.
So you're getting boxing, MMA, casual fans, and like Ryan said earlier, money talks.
Yeah.
The checks would have been put in front of both of these possible camps, Dana and Conor and Al and Floyd, and the checks would have been 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. And as much as we laugh, how do you turn that money down?
Uncle Al will run PBC for the next 5 years. Okay, 2 years.
No, you're right.
But you got a point, though.
You're massive.
It's ridiculous money.
Massive.
If he got 24 million for these 1 year dates, he will kill that 24 million in about 2 rounds of that fight.
2 rounds.
You know what I mean?
2 rounds. You're talking. I joked about it, and it's funny. I said, this is the only fight where you would do pay-per-view for press conferences.
Yeah.
I mean, press conferences would be silly. The 24/7s, all that kind of build-up.
And the personality clash as well.
Oh, unbelievably.
Guys, let people say we should do a podcast. And me and Adi are not that technically advanced.
Nah.
We're a little bit older.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. But if you want to watch a podcast, watch Joe Rogan's podcast. Oh, yeah.
Salute.
2.5 hours.
Best 2.5 hours of your life.
But guess what? Yeah, I watch over 3 days sometimes. But trust me, watch it. He said something last week on his podcast, and he said, yeah, you got to understand the demographics of actually how fighting works. And he said, look, basically, I'm gonna break it down. Floyd is not the biggest puncher. He's a tactical guy. Conor fights at 145, but he drains himself and can fight at 147. Conor don't have to win the fight.
No, just has to look.
Just go 12 rounds or look good.
Oh my God,
and say
he's a superstar.
Thank you.
He's a
superstar. The crossover appeal of all the pay-per-view. No one expects Conor to win the boxing match with Floyd.
No way.
Yeah. Conor's got a good chin. He got knocked out by a guy that weighs 170.
Submitted by a guy that weighs 170.
Floyd don't weigh 150 on his best day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The point I'm making is, it's not about winning, it's about promotion.
Yes.
The crossover appeal, the crossover effect, and that huge paycheck at the end of the day. Conor's biggest pay packet reportedly is around 1.5 million. The estimated pay packet for this fight already is 7 million without a pay-per-view upside, which means Conor can make upwards of 10 or 15 million.
Keep going.
If your highest pay packet is 1.5 million, 10 million is bloody phenomenal under any circumstances.
Look, Floyd's definitely coming back. I think we've seen all this TMT 50 thing now, TB 50, and look at who's out there. And the only name that's trucking out right now is Daniel Garcia. Now, I'm a boxing man. I love boxing. Now, if someone's going to tell me who do I want to see, do I want to see Conor McGregor in there just for the hype and the build-up against Floyd for 2 rounds? I'm like, right.
I'll tell you right now, based on Garcia's current profile, and to be fair, he's been a little bit inactive as well.
Yeah.
If I was Floyd, I'll forget Daniel Garcia and won't announce my fight until after Porter Thurman. Yeah, and fight the winner of that. Both will take the fight, both will be trickier fights, and fights that will transcend with fans. Yeah, Thurman has a crossover appeal in terms of his transcend with the fans a little bit and everything, and he's good on press conferences and post-fight interviews and blah 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 blah. He will sell it up with a fight. And one thing Mayweather hasn't been in with in terms of boxing style is a fluid puncher. Madonna's a puncher, but he's a swarmer. You know, trying to be someone that can set pace and long range of it. I think Floyd's got too much dynamics for all these cats. But in terms of selling a fight, it's much better than Berto.
This honestly shows. I'm not going to show it shows the problem that boxing's in at the moment, because we all know boxing doesn't have major superstars. But the fact is that there's been whispers of Floyd fighting Garcia for a few months, and guys, you see the back paper coverage it gets 0. There's been whispers of Floyd fighting an MMA star,
and it's everywhere.
The
Sun picked it up.
Yeah, exactly. The Sun, the Evening Standard, the Express. Everyone's picking it up. Sky Sports done something on it the other day. Sky Sports, guys. Boxing needs to find new superstars, because if Floyd is going out of boxing sport to try and pick someone to fight, we have a bit of a problem.
I agree with you.
We have a bit of a problem. I remember when UFC were trying to do it and getting James Toney and Roy Jones. Yeah. They've stopped it now. Boxing should be looking to go to MMA style.
I don't like it. So Toto's more concerned. That even though Conor's a career 147 guy, the guy was going to fight at 170. If he won, he would have fought at 170. Floyd will never fight a 170 boxer.
Yeah, you're right.
So he's fighting a 170 MMA fight because you know the skills are not going to transcend well. But come on, a 170 boxer is a light heavyweight. Yeah, they will talk about Hopkins fighting Mayweather, and everyone said it's a silly fight. Hopkins is too big. If Hopkins is 50, they still say it's a silly fight because anyone that knows anything about fighting or gymming or any type of combat type sport, Muay Thai, whatever you want to do it. I'm trying to say weight is significant. Yeah, and size is significant. And when I'm talking about size and weight and strength, I'm not talking about, oh, let's cut weight and make weight or go gym and pump it up. I'm talking about your natural weight. Like I always say, my natural weight is a heavyweight, but I am not a bloody heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say, yeah? So when you tie it down together, Floyd is picking a guy that is bigger than him, but he's doing it because he knows the skills that transcend. Conor was a boxer, an amateur boxer, and transcended to MMA. So he has an understanding of boxing.
100%.
Yeah, he understands how boxing is supposed to work and what you're supposed to do in and out of the ring and how to condition yourself. The problem is, Conor has spent years and years and years perfecting other skill sets, i.e. martial arts, jiu-jitsu, clinch game, and all sorts of other little bits of things. Why have you doing all those other things and neglecting his boxing? Floyd is focused on boxing. So no matter how much you have an understanding of boxing, don't make a go jump in the ring. Come Canelo.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view buys are reportedly 460,000 buys. Not bad, decent numbers, but I would have thought he'd done more.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Yeah.
I'm honest with you.
I thought it'd been costing $1 million.
Yeah,
like,
I'm happy.
750 plus.
I'm happy because I think Golden Boy's over inflation or overvaluation of what they think Canelo is, and also calm in terms of what he thinks he brings to the table.
So in terms of saying that it will make them back on the even playing with everyone else.
Yeah, it makes their egos drop a bit. Khan is very, I'm a superstar, I'm not going to fight Kell Brook, I'm this, and America love me, and I'm, okay, let's see it in numbers then. That's what I'm like, okay, prove it to me.
Yeah.
So you've now proved it to me that you're okay, you're not top dog, you're okay, because I would guess, if someone told me to put, how many of those numbers are just Canelo, I'd say 400,000 of those are just a Canelo fight.
American hater.
What you get?
Unadulterated American hater. American has more than 6 fans. But realistically, I think the number's bad. I think the number's bad. I think the more cost of $1 million. I will say this though, I agree with your point. It does bring everyone back down in the playing field. I think the numbers are more evenly split. I think American
Bradley Pack. You said the numbers.
Yeah, it was
3 something.
Yeah, 3 something.
Okay.
Yeah. So in terms of this year's numbers or the numbers of the past 12 months in a rolling year, it's not bad. Because Berto Mayweather done about 500,000. Oscar De La Hoya was screaming that it would do more than Mayweather Berto and it didn't. What I will say is though, which I think is interesting, is that I do think not the same for the UK mode, the American mode, PBC has affected the pay-per-view buying rate. And the reason why I say that is that you look at domestic TV is getting ridiculous numbers in terms of boxing, not in terms of TV. That makes sense?
Ridiculous numbers, good or bad numbers?
No, good numbers in terms of boxing, not in terms of TV. TV numbers like...
you mean in terms of boxing? Okay, I know what you mean. Not in terms of just a normal TV program.
So you
don't compare it to like watching Friends or something.
Yeah, so whatever show, the big show of it is of today, was it Walking Dead? Yeah. That gets like 1 billion views. Boxing ain't getting that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't watch that stuff.
But you don't watch Game of Thrones?
No.
You watch Walking Dead?
Yes. Oh no, I watch one with the missus.
I'm
a little soft, man.
I'm about to say, starting hard. You're okay. Starting hard, yeah. You're alright. It's in the 80s or 18 and all that. You can't watch soft stuff.
What was not soft?
I know Walking Dead's alright.
But for the record, I'm a hard dude. Nah, I'm joking. But anyway, boxing has good numbers overall on TV. And normally when you think that when you have good numbers on TV, fans will say, guess what, I like boxing, I watch it all the time on TV, I'll buy the pay-per-view because it must be something special.
Yeah.
And they're not. Yeah. Which means either the cards are not special or PBC is working in terms of people like having good free content.
Yeah, there's a couple of good points that I'm going to make and add to that. If it's international numbers, I wonder if it being on Box Nation hurt it a little bit. Box Nation don't have a pay-per-view element in a sense. They have
The numbers are American only.
Only American only. Okay. Because you kind of, yeah, so that might be something then. Because I'd like to see all the international numbers. I'd like to see how Box Nation quantify what that did. That'd be quite interesting. Number 2 is that you've got to give UFC do something. I hate bringing up MMA, but I'm trying to bring up their mode because PBC are almost trying to copy the mode, and I can see where it's coming from. Where PBC show their stuff on free TV, and hopefully eventually the aim is one of those stars become pay-per-view, and you kind of feel like it's hard to bring casual fans to Canelo. I've always said this to a lot of Canelo doesn't transcend.
I don't want to cut you off yet, but I said it about a year ago that I don't know whether they're pushing Canelo. No, I told you. I said on a video, I said that I don't know whether they're doing it now.
Yeah.
It's very I feel like I'm being tricked or hustled. I think he's a tremendously talented fighter.
Yeah.
He's got real skills, and I like to watch him fight. But the way they push him, like the last week there's an article saying that if Mayweather fights Canelo in a rematch, it has to be 70-30 to Canelo. And I'm like, but you lost the first fight? You know what I mean? And it's like you're really trying to sell that this guy really is like an international superstar, and he's not. Because I'm a hardcore boxing fan, and if you're not a superstar to me, then you're not a superstar.
Yeah, and I think this is the same thing with Haymaker. Haymaker left a speech, didn't he? And he said, if Mayweather comes back, look, Mayweather's not gonna, I'm not gonna accept it with Mayweather. I'm gonna be the A side and blah blah blah. And it's like both of these overinflated egos, I think, have been brought down to earth a bit. Mayweather chucked us Berto like rubbish, and it done more than that.
Yeah.
He chucked us like, this is nonsense here, whatever, I'm done, I'm going to pick Berto. And it's still done 500,000 pay-per-view buys. This one was built like
the big fight of the
year. Goliath versus David and all that, big fight of the year. It's just
okay, before I hit the more big news, let me go with some quick bits. Let's stick with, let's stick with actually Haymaker for 1 second. Kell Brooks said, after he called Khan out the same night he got knocked out,
poor.
I punch as hard as Canelo.
Oh, of course you do.
So Khan should avoid me.
Yeah.
So what I said before about that? Fight someone world class.
Yeah. No. Be brave. Go up to take someone at 154 or 155.
No. Let's be fair. It's a middleweight. It's a small middleweight at 155.
Yeah.
But fight someone in the middleweight, and then have that discussion.
Yeah. Then have that discussion.
Alright,
cheap shot, man.
Yeah, cheap shot. I don't like it. I mean, just be a man and just stand up and say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Don't give these cheap shots out. Alright then.
I punch as hard as Canelo.
But you only fought guys that are not world ranked, except Porter.
Yeah, and you didn't knock him down.
You didn't put a dent in him.
Yeah.
Alright then. Okay. Liam Smith versus Predrag Radozovic in a homecoming fight has been signed. Press conference on Monday, I think, and the fight I think is for end of June. So good to see Liam Smith out there. I wouldn't say I'm happy with the opponent. Because 154 is stacked, but Liam Smith's my boy. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's why you're trying to defend this.
I'm not trying to defend it. But they said it's a homecoming. It's kind of a give back fight for winning his world title, so I could understand it.
Did he win his world title in America or something?
No.
When did he win his world title? Where's my homecoming? Where did he win his title? Where did he win his title? I'm confused, bro. Homecoming fight.
Alright, okay, I'm trying to defend it. Liam is talented. Liam is mad talented, yeah. I believe he could go places. Yeah,
no, he could go places. Me and Ryan both get the same emails from I'm not going to mention the press name for Box Nation, but he sends us emails, and this one he said like, get to this press conference. Obviously we couldn't get to it because it was in Liverpool, but major announcement. Yeah, wow, this is going to be something crazy. Major announcement. I was thinking, who are we going to get here? And then when Ryan said the name, I was like, who's that? Oh, god damn.
Alright then. More news. Yeah. Antiogogo is back on the Ricky Burns card.
Yes.
Obviously been injured, shoulder injury, and had a couple of bits and bobs. But I think he's actually doing something quite well. Obviously he's signed to Golden Boy. He's working with
Sauron's in as well. So.
No, he's working with our Matchroom.
Yeah.
But also the Sauron's are involved as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an international feel of it where he's getting coverage. I don't know how it's going to transcend overall with everyone, but when you got 3 of the top promoters in the world all working for you or pushing your brand, very good look, Anthony. Very good look. Let's go to something that I was really, really interested in midweek. Frank released saying, look, let's do Crawford Flanagan, and I'm not gonna hold it back. Forget Box Nation, put it on Sky Box Office, 50-50 split. Here's the location, here's what we can do. We sort out all the paper together, we put it through a neutral distributor, not StubHub. Frank gave out the perfect blueprint for the fight. No, you can't critique the blueprint that was put out. Yeah? Eddie Hearn said, oh, it sounds good, apparently. Let's see if the fight gets signed. Because I tell you what, yeah, as a boxing fan, yeah, I'm telling you right now, yeah, forget the money and the glitz and glamour. There's one promoter in the UK that is, well, out of the two big promoters, one's pushing the better cards and trying to get the bigger fights. One's selling us. Let's see what Eddie Hearn does. Because the card's been set now.
I will say this and a rebuttal to that, and that's, I use one of Ryan's words. That's Ryan's word, by the way. Rebuttal.
That's all right.
I've got to give you your offence. I don't want to, smoke and mirrors. I don't know you. I don't know this.
You like to use my words.
I don't think
historically, like 2 years is my words.
So rebuttal is Ryan's word. So, and someone kind of clearly said this to me. Let's not forget the last 2 years of what it was like watching Frank Warren fights on Sky Sports.
No.
And I was like, my God, they were bad.
Yeah.
So as much as Frank's doing all this now, and I like what Frank's doing, it's almost because he's been forced to.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to say that I like what Frank's doing now, but I don't want to forget what boxing was like before Eddie and Matchroom. As much as we critique Matchroom.
I'll agree with you to an extent, but I'll disagree to this point here. Everyone makes mistakes and has a chance to fix themselves.
Yeah.
Frank had that Apple deal that Matchroom had 20 years ago. Frank knows the ball game inside out.
Yeah.
But Frank's learned from his mistakes. Yeah. That's the sign of maturity. Now I'm not saying Frank's a saint. Yeah.
Oh, you're bloody damn right.
I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm trying to say, but Frank had consistently over the past 2 years or 18 months provided better cards in the UK. One reason he provides consistently better cards and evenly matched fights. Now, as a boxing fan, we all like names, but what I like is good fights. And I always say, at 4 o'clock in the evening, I'll put my Box Nation, and I've got a good little 4-rounder. I've got a good little 6-rounder. And I'm trying to, I could go on 8-rounder, 10-rounder, 12-rounder, but I get good fights. Frank struggles with the big events in terms of pulling power and putting down that 5, 7, 10 mil for a big fight. But consistently, he puts some good fights. I'm not going to criticize him on that.
You know what it is about Frank? I think he's been forced to. Sometimes when you're look, it is a lion. And say we're talking about a lion when they're back against the wall. They come out roaring, you either just sink like a sheep. He's a lion. He's gone.
Frank's never a sheep.
This is what I'm trying to say. Let's not forget some of those Joe Calzaghe matchups. Let's not. Come on, Ryan. We all watched some of those. I know that.
No joking. No joke. Sorry to cut you off. I'm not gonna lie. I used to avoid Calzaghe fights. I watched them live. I watched them in the following morning. Just before Sky Plus, I had to put them on videotape. Then I had to wind it back and then watch the card in the following day.
Oh my God. Yeah. The cards weren't that deep. As much as we talk about the way Eddie Hearn just give us Asia and then...
But that was 15, 16, 20 years ago. You got to look at it.
Yeah, but British boxing back then was massive. British boxing back then, we could reel off the stars back then.
So I tell you what, guys, do me a big favour. Do me a very, very big favour. I've got a Christmas list. And help me get my Christmas list. Frank Warren on this show. We've met Frank loads of times. Frank does great interviews and always talks about. Frank gave us a couple scoops as well. Off camera. Yeah. I would love to talk Frank boxing with Frank Warren. And we've talked before with Frank Warren, but general, not Box Nation, not Sky.
Not none of his gangsters outside the door.
It's okay, I've got my own gangsters.
Frank's good.
I'm saying that let's get Frank on the show. Either over here or in his office or whatever. So guys, please do me a favor and retweet this video or send it to Frank and time mark whatever it is and say watch this part and get on the show.
What about the bit I just said about him, like Joe Calzaghe?
I'm gonna go my cook on myself. Don't know about you.
A team wearing the same hoodies.
Okay, Bob Arum has said if Postol Crawford does over 100,000 buys, I'll be happy.
Saw that.
I was actually very disappointed with that statement.
Oh, interesting.
Very disappointed with that statement. You're underselling your promotion by saying that. 2, just saying that 100,000 pay-per-view buys, 100 value is better than 1.2 million on HBO. Disgusting comment. Pay-per-view is about generating extra money and revenue. What about growing your brand and growing your fighters? Crawford or Postol are not household names, are not marquee stars. This fight should never be on pay-per-view in the first place. By limiting that pay-per-view number, that HBO number of 700,000, 800,000, a million, 1.1, 1.2, you're saying you have 100,000. That is strictly a money-making scheme from Uncle Bob.
It's weird because I'm the opposite. I actually like that statement.
Why would you like that statement? Don't hurt the fighters.
Nope. Nope. I disagree. Now there's a model out there. The model is give us free time of them boxers. Give us free air TV with those boxers. Crawford has been on free TV now for the last 6 of these fights.
Okay.
Now what Bob's hoping is that a lot of those guys that would have seen the best of Crawford in terms of the best performances, he's hoping that out of, because you said 1.2 something, so he's hoping that out of 10, one of them will say, you know what, that guy was good, I'm watching him on pay-per-view because he was, and I think that if you can get 1 out of those 10 to watch your guy on pay-per-view, that's the idea. You want to make a pay-per-view star. Someone showed me the list of Pacquiao pay-per-views before the Oscar fight, and it was low with Marquez.
No, it can be low. But you shouldn't set the standard as low.
No, he's trying to set standard for what he knows will be a shortfall. We said, as soon as that was mentioned, we said, whoa, that kills it. That's not going to be more than... And he knows what he's doing. Psychology, look, he would love it to be 300-400, but if it's 120, he'll come out and say, hey, I said 100.
How much did we criticise the GG pay-per-view that was 150? No, it's 120. No, it's 100,000. No, it's 90. No, it's kind of like 85,000. Right? That was like a disaster. Why would you put your own card in disaster level?
No, it's disaster because everyone was assuming, and no one, and Golden Boy and the rest of GG's team didn't say anything around that. Everyone assumed that GG Lemieux was going to do around the 200 mark. That was what the assumption was, and that's what Golden Boy and even K2 Promotions were talking about. Well, man has come out here and said 100. I'm happy with 100. In the market now, where he saw Pac and Brad do 340, he saw Mayweather Berto do 500. He's thinking 100's okay. We got to understand that, Ryan, in this whole boxing thing, and it's with the Eddie Joshua thing as well, and even Eddie Hearn said it. Some of these fights that people want to be made, we always cry for these big fights. They can't afford to make these big fights unless these fights are on pay-per-view money. And Eddie Hearn said this when I interviewed Eddie Hearn about the Tony Bellew thing, and he was like, look, I can't afford to put all these guys together sometimes unless it's pay-per-view money. And as much as we say we want to see these big fights, and Postol Crawford is a unification fight, £140, that can't be made. But you think Crawford, as much as we like Crawford, you think Crawford accepts that money for short change?
Match's profits last year were announced. Can't remember what it was, because it was around 5 million. Bob Arum's profits of the past 12 months. Golden Boy profits of the past month. These guys make a load of money from us boxing fans, yeah? There's something about giving back to the sport and investing in your sport. So I'm not saying these guys are supposed to put out all their money, but when you're making that type of profit each year off your fighters, yeah, sometimes you've got to put the money out of your own pocket, not off the fans' pocket. Profit is called infrastructure. So when you have profit, like if you have a business, here's your profit margin, but you take this much of profit to invest for the future, to grow your business. These guys that took the profit and said, oh, in my pocket. Where's the investment? No, forget investment, put it on pay-per-view so we get extra money. Oh no. That's not smart business.
Smart business is showing us the guy that you think is great for free for his last 7 fights that have been big, decent fights. I'm not saying big fights, but have been very good fights. You can look at his opponent and think, he's done very well.
He has done very well.
Now, you want a unification fight, guys? You might have to pay for this one.
Don't you think, though, that these guys could dip in their pockets and cover this by themselves? Without pay-per-view?
No.
Of course they can.
Do you think Crawford doesn't want to fight Postol for that kind of money? Postol doesn't want to fight Crawford. As much as you...
I guarantee Neither's getting more than $1 million.
Yeah, so if they're not getting $1 million for pay-per-view, what do you think they'll get beforehand?
Neither's getting $1 million.
You don't think Crawford's going to get paid $1 million? $1 million for this fight?
Maybe after pay-per-view.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what he's actually do. So 100,000 pay-per-view buys, it's a lot of money. What did America charge? Maybe $50?
Yeah, something like that.
Oof.
Alright then. Final bits for the show. White Who Free was ordered by the British Border Control.
Good final bit. This is a very
Don't final bits. There's a few final bits. Damn. Final bits, yeah. And rejected straight after by Fury's camp, saying they've got other plans moving forward. White said, guess what? Cool, give me Chisora or Price.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What is it with fighters calling out people that seem to have, like, are not on a run or not on a roll or not on, like, I'm starting this right now. I know you might say rebuttal it, but if I'm on a roll, I don't understand a fighter. Zora got beat quite well and quite handily by Pulev. Yes, Pulev is quite ranked higher, so it's not too bad. Why would you call out a fighter after defeat? Price, we know, is going through his issues with El Content. Why would you call out a fighter after that? Why is your two big names you're calling out?
I agree with the Price. I agree with Price 100%. I will say this though, White's come off with a loss as well. So him fighting Chisora off a loss and not a loss, I don't think it's much of a bad thing. What I will say is though,
I'll add to you, I wish I could take all that back. I forgot White was coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Because he took so well, I forgot he got knocked out.
So I wouldn't mind those two fighting in terms of that, and I think that it's more of a crossroads fight. What I will say though is that I think White saying that straight after, not inquiring, is kind of saying, guess what? Fury is a tough fight as well. You didn't say, oh, I respect. He says his tweet was like, oh, I respect your opinion, I understand, blah blah. It was really, really kind of hush hush. White is type of abrasive, and there was no abrasiveness in there. I know he's true with the Fury camp before, so they might be buddies and friends, whatever. I don't know what it is, but you know, if you got a fight that is of value, fight for it. He didn't fight for that fight. He kind of said, alright, cool, I'll fight the loser of the loser. You know what I mean? I just kind of thought, alright then, I kind of lost my hype. I got really excited. Oh my gosh. Alright.
I kind of feel like White's kind of person that will attack someone that attacks him. Chisora and him, we're going back and forth, so I can see why he's asked for that. Price I'm not quite sure about. I don't know where that price thing's come from.
Price is a risk one. Price, even though Price is a risk one. Price huge risk.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say it because I don't. And no, I will say about this actually, because I saw a lot of people. Pulev was always having a fight. Pulev's ranked number 6 or 7 by every sanctioning body, not just us, but most sanctioning bodies have Pulev that high. So Pulev puts on a good performance against Chisora. Looks good. Looks a bit shaky, but looks good. And someone was like, yeah, White beats both of those. And I'm like, stop. Honestly, everyone that said that, just breathe for a second. Because I looked at White's record and I looked at White's recent fights. Who has White beaten, guys, that you guys have him up so high that you think he just destroys Pulev?
He wobbled Joshua in one round.
Is that what it is for me? Is that what it is? I don't know. Because there's far too much. Look, I think White has got talent. I give you that. But I also remember when the night that Joshua beat Cornish, and White was the fight before that. And I remember thinking, he don't look great.
It was terrible.
He don't look great, yeah? So are we talking because he wobbled Joshua that people think he can go in there and do a job on Pulev?
I tell you what, one thing I will say is that Spencer Ferguson, we done a video the day after Spencer Ferguson came down. And Spencer Ferguson said, what you missed was the double win triple jab. That White didn't look great, but what he was doing was working on bits and he was adding elements into the fight. So sometimes you've got to take a fight where it's a learning fight, it's a learning curve. Whereas yes, you're not the seasoned pro yet that we think you are, but you're doing stuff to elevate your game. So as much as that part was bad, asking to Spencer, the knowledge, I've got the knowledge.
No, I think he's a good fighter. I think he has potential. Like you say, Fury fight was a good fight. People were talking about it as a 50-50 matchup. So that shows where he is in terms of level, because I think Fury's below the top European level, let alone the world. But for people to think that he goes in there and beats Pulev, have I been watching boxing, the wrong boxing sport for the last 20 years? To think that a guy that big claim to fame is knocking Joshua for about a minute? No. 20 seconds?
Off balance. Alright then. Adrien Broner.
What is it, you and Broner, man? What's he done now?
Adrien Broner said that he didn't do this crime, and the truth will come out.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I did nothing. It's easy. I'm gonna get away with it. It's all fine. Yes, it was fine. Until the video from across the road came on TMZ. You took all my money. I want my money back. Give my money back. AB, calm down with the fuck. Bro, you don't give my money back, I'm gonna... You seen the video yet?
You don't give my money back, I'm gonna what?
You seen the video yet?
No.
AB is caught on tape robbing the dude with his mates. His mates are trying to calm him down. AB is going off wild.
Okay.
Yeah, clearly AB. I'm AB. Give me my stuff. AB don't play that. Broner don't play that.
Definitely AB. Have you seen the video?
What's the video?
Definitely Broner.
Put him right now. Is it
100%? I'm saying, is it 100% Broner?
Okay, so the voice is Broner, but obviously it's night time. It's in the car park.
I just find it such a coincidence that someone's got a camera on there just filming that.
Hey, in the world of smartphones, anything's possible.
Yeah, I saw a video in Breakfast Club. You probably watched the same video.
Yeah, what's that? Sorry.
And he was adamant. He was like, nah, this is dumb. You guys will find out recently. And so I just felt like, I don't know, man. TMZ have got a tape of someone.
Nah, the video's real. I think the video's legit.
And also, if you're saying what you're saying, that Adrien Broner saying to the guy, no, I want my money back, that just sounds like something that would happen every day.
No. Well, I can't remember the exact word for word, but he said, he clearly said, give me my money back. Give me my money back. Adrien was asking for his money back. Give me the money back. I lost, man.
He didn't say I lost. He didn't.
Give me my money back.
I lost.
Wait. I said I'm not Adrien, bro. I can't remember word for word in the interview.
The reader said, "Give me my money back." I lost.
The way it sounded like was he was saying, "Give me my money back. Give me my money back," as in
my money. Give me my money. That's what you heard,
bro. I can't repeat. I'm not Adrien, bro. I'm not photographic memory. Watch the video because you ain't seen it yet. And guys, watch the video and tell me or Ade who is right or wrong.
No, I haven't watched it, so I can't tell you who's right.
So exactly, watch me and then we discuss it after. Yeah?
I'm just saying, we know this kid's got troubles. We know he's a troubled kid. And I think rather than always picking on his troubles, we should maybe try and track some assistance his way.
I agree with you, yeah,
but let's try and
the assistance is not the correctional facility.
Huh?
The assistance is not the correctional facility.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to go there. Final bit. Macklin retires. Called it a day on Sky Sports.
Oh, wow. When?
Midweek. Can't remember what day it was.
Oh, wow.
He's going to call it a day.
Well done, Matthew.
Yeah, well done. Called it a right time.
Yeah, man.
And on the win as well. I'm not going to go too much into it. We done a lot of Macklin videos that talk about Matthew Macklin. I will say this. Out of all the British fighters, like Kirkland Lang as well, it's a shame he didn't get a world title. Not because I think he was world title quality, in terms of he deserved the world title, but he always tried his best. And when you try your best, it's not to get the reward for it once in a while. And he's one of the guys that tried his best and just came up against three of the best midweights of a generation. GGG, Sergio Martinez, and Felix Sturm. And for guys that criticise Sturm had nearly 20 defences.
I'm on the opposite again for some reason. World titles aren't toy titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, to be a world champion in my time growing up was meant to be the best in the world. So I like the fact that he's fought three of the best.
I agree with you.
And he's tried his hardest, but he's just fallen short. I don't want to say here's a world title. It's like, I hope we don't do the same thing with Martin Murray if he eventually retires without getting it. And so Martin Murray fought Sturm, GG, done the same route. If you're not the best, you're not the best. Because sometimes these world titles, and we're seeing guys fight all the time now, and there's guys out there that have world titles that are just like non-deserving. So I'm happy he fell just. I'm not happy he fell just short, but I appreciate that he went up against the best, and I think that's what he should be remembered as more. That you know what. He challenged all of them.
What I will say is that I agree with you 100%. But I'm saying that in all these fights, he never quit. He tried and fought the extra mile. The middle division is historically the toughest division to get a real title.
Yeah, because the average man is a middleweight.
That's the story. That everyone's a middleweight, yeah. But if you look at the past 20 years of middleweight champions, all the real champions have been on pound for pound lists. That tells you the quality of the champions you had.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Bernard Hopkins, the Kenny Pavliks, the bloody
Jermaine Taylor. Pound for pound list.
He was pound for pound for about.
I think he was.
Yeah. 7, 8. Remember, I've got historical records in my magazines upstairs. Yeah, the part I'm making is it's always good fighters. I'm not saying Macklin was world title quality. I'm saying that he always tried his best, and I would never criticize him for trying.
No, you said he should have got a world title.
No, I said it'd be nice if he got a world title.
Why nice though? Why?
Because he always put the
what does that mean?
No, bro, come on now. You can't put it 100% every single time. 100, and you can't say, guess what? I got an inch.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he tried all the time. It's a good achievement. A lot of guys in the world don't try. A lot of fighters don't try. He tried.
He tried and
hard.
And he fell short.
He fell. All right then. Next week's fights. No Briggs Demetrenko.
No.
Possibly no Povetkin.
Yeah, so what was a heavyweight bonanza? Is Takam or Parker for the drug test yet?
No, but Takam is a bloody good fight.
Yeah.
Who you got on that?
Takam.
Go for Takam.
Nah, go for Takam.
I know you got Solomon Parker.
No, Solomon Parker, and now I know that Povetkin be Takam on drugs.
Yeah. So I tell you what, I like Parker. I think Parker's really talented, but I jumped off his bandwagon about 6 months ago when they were planning his fight 6 months ahead. That tells me you're giving easy fights. He's got a real fight in front of him. And Takam had time to train. So it's a real good fight. I think it's a real 50-50 fight. I'm going for Parker just because I want new blood. No, I think the new generation of what we have, the Tyson Fury, the Anthony Joshua, the Dillian White, the Lewis Ortiz, the Joseph Parkers, I think that whole...
Why can't Takam be new blood?
Takkam's been hurt and damaged because already.
Okay. Unfortunately.
It's a good fighter, but I think having all those fighters there that are all kind of undefeated makes it really, really interesting.
Very true, very true. Lee Selby's brother Andrew in the background. We'll talk about this tomorrow, obviously. Morning. Yeah. Bit naughty. Look at him. Look, a bit flash and a bit arrogant.
I like that.
I like it. I love it. I love it. I thought you wouldn't like that.
No, but I like that move.
That little move there underneath. That's quite good, wasn't it?
So I could pull off sometimes. I'm joking.
Alright, there you go, guys.